Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Bubbles with Bethany. I'm so happy that you're all here. I'm letting everybody come on. Just a reminder really quickly to mute yourselves as you come on. You will have a chance to ask the beautiful Veena questions at the end, or you can type them into the chat. But I do not want to delay any further because we have the lovely Veena Jetti, who is the co-founder or founding partner, actually not co-founder, founding partner of Vibe Capital. She is a multifamily investor, syndicator. She is a community builder and do-gooder all around. Thank you and cheers to you, Veena. Thank you so much for joining us
Thank
today.
you
I'm
for
happy to have
having
you.
me. Cheers.
I saw a couple of you toasting.
I love it.
I like to see it. There's Jared with, I think, probably beer. He's a brewer.
I'm a beer drinker too, actually.
Are you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like craft beer.
I used to love beer, and beer just doesn't love me. Getting old is stupid. So,
Yeah, it is stupid. It's so, I mean, in general, alcohol does not sit the same with me as it did in my 20s,
yeah,
but we push through.
we do. We somehow we make it. So I add kombucha to
There you
everything.
go. That's how you do it. That's the secret.
Tell me you're from Orange County without telling me you're from Orange County. Drinking kombucha. So thank you and thanks everyone for joining us. I want to just jump right in because I'm really, really excited because I think that we're going to get a really interesting answer to my second question. But before we get there, I'm sure a lot of people on here already know you. They follow you on Instagram. They see you at all of the events because are you a professional speaker and that's all you do lately? Because it feels like that's all you do lately.
I have a really good social media team that makes me look like I'm everywhere all at the same time.
I love it. I love it. So I really want to dive in and just ask because I talk about this a lot
Mhm.
about figuring out what your lane is and then staying in it.
Yes.
But what that really leads to is what do you think, Veena, is your unique superpower?
Okay, I'm going to give you two answers.
Okay.
Okay, so the first answer, as it relates to like multifamily, just in general, overall, for me, it's raising capital, which is very fitting that we're here on this call today. The second superpower I have, and I think the key to me being able to raise capital as well as I do, is I've done a lot of personal development and I've done a lot with, I don't know if any of you guys have heard of the Clifton Strengths Assessment. If you haven't done it yet, you should go find the Rosie Noel on Instagram. She is hands down the best coach I've ever worked with. And she coaches me. I actually coach with her twice a week now, at a minimum. Twice a week I spend with her. And it's because she helps me leverage my natural talents and strengths to be able to build deeper and better relationships with my investors or potential LPs. And so I think that's been like the secret sauce behind the superpower. It's not just the raising capital, it's how I'm able to do it. And every person that has worked with her or any coach, right? It doesn't have to be her, but I know my experience with her and the people I've referred to her. They all have come back and said, the Clifton Strengths has given me permission to show up as my truest self, number one. But number two, it gives them strategies for how they can raise capital and build those relationships more effectively. Obviously, securities compliant.
Of course.
Naturally, that goes without saying.
Of course. Yes. We only have compliant people on Bubbles with Bethany.
Of
So
course.
very good. Okay. So it's funny. I can totally relate to this. I think anybody who's listened to me talk for more than 5 minutes knows that I am really heavily reliant on my I call her my mindset strategist or my energy alchemist.
Ooh,
That's our favorite thing to
I
call her,
like that.
energy alchemist, because
Energy
she
alchemist.
makes sure that everything that I do is focused on my top goals.
Yep.
And I
Yep.
call it my absolutely analyzer. Like if
I
it's
love it.
not a fuck yes, then it's got to be
It's
a
a no. Yeah. 100%.
yeah. So okay, so those strengths uniquely position you for what I want to talk about. And you talk about doing multifamily investments, but it's more than just that, right? You're trying to build sustainable communities. You're trying to lift people up, your investors, your residents, your partners, and all of that. I have a feeling I kind of know the answer, but when I talk about helping people create conscious wealth, and I always ask people what that means to them,
Uh-huh.
I get a different answer every time,
Oh, okay.
which I find fascinating. So now I'm just sort of on this mission to learn, like, what does everybody think this means? And so I want to know from you,
Okay.
what does conscious wealth mean to you?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you my answer, and then I'm curious to know if it's what you think it was gonna be or if it's
Okay.
different.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's compare notes after.
Okay.
Okay, so for me right now, like you said, I am the founder of the Multify community, and so I am really on a mission of impact, but I'm trying to be very intentional about it. So for me, one of the core platforms that I speak on or I talk about or promote is not just a mission of impact, but also one of diversity and inclusivity. And not at like I don't when I am thinking about making an investment, I'm an angel investor in companies. We're working on doing some VC stuff, but when I invest into any company, I always ask them first to show me their leadership. And I ask about diversity. And the first thing every company that doesn't actually have diversity does is they go, oh, yeah, look, we have like this admin and we have this entry level person, and they're both women and they're both minorities. And I'm like, okay, let's see your leadership. Like, show me your director or VP, C suite and above, or even your board of advisors. And at this point in my career and my life, like our trust does not make any investments into anything that does not share the common goal or alignment of diversity, not at the bottom levels, but in decision making roles and above. So for me, that I think is a big part of our consciousness in our capitalism, if you will. I have two young brown daughters that I'm raising. So I really can't afford to have companies taking our money, even if they're making us a return. I just can't have them afford to do that or I can't afford to have them do that if they're not going to be creating a world in which my daughters know that they belong in those rooms. So that's my mission here.